welcome to the first ever episode of Masapan Futbolero. I'm your host Ian, by the way, and welcome to the channel. Trying my best to cover anything footy related, which is the Mexican national team, of course, the World Cup, Liga MX, CONCACAF, Champions Cup. Yeah, without further ado, I guess we'll get started from the topic of this video, this first ever episode. And before I start this, make sure you hit the like button, share with your friends, comment down below what you think of the video, and drop a little hot take, I guess. Subscribe to the channel as well, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss a thing. Without further ado, let's start by predicting the best league in the world. That is the Liga MX. Without further ado, I have 6 different categories here that I have. The first one being named as no chance, basically stating that you have zero chance to even make it to the play-in. Tier above it, it's Pecho Frios, basically stating the team that makes it to Liguilla, or you know what, yeah, if it makes it to Liguilla, they're one of the favorites to win the league, and they don't win it, then that's a fraud. Sorpresa, that is, could be one or two teams that could give a surprise, not just in the regular season, but in the Liga as well. If they make it all the way to the final, maybe even win it. 50-50, that is, you might have a decent chance, but you might not go all the way. It's basically the same thing as fraud as the Pecho Frio one, but they started bad in the season, but they overturn it and got into the Liga by miracle. Even if it's like top 4, they made it to the top 4 by a miracle. And the last 2 categories are only reserved for one team each. It's the runner-up and the champion, el campeón, or tricampeones if you're in the case of Toluca. So without further ado, I guess we should get started. The teams that have no chance, I'm going to go with Puebla. They've only won 3 games in the entire Apertura season, which is kind of shocker. I have the stats here. They have a minus 21 goal differential, only scoring 21 goals and conceding 42. That is, their key players were Emiliano Gomez and Ricardo Marin. They're contributing pretty much every single Puebla goal, pretty much. Like I said, 3 wins only, 3 draws, 11 losses, and that consumed into 18th place. Next team, I'm gonna have to go with an interesting take. I'm gonna have to go with Leon, because Leon has not great. They were not great at all. I mean, looking their offense shots, their shot ratio, they had 159 shots on goal. 3 wins last season, 4 draws, and 10 defeats, finishing in second to last place in the Apertura season, which is kind of shocking, even though they had some decent players like James Rodriguez, to name a few, Nene Beltran, who pretty much is a freaking scrub because no one likes Nene Beltran. Am I right? They don't have James Rodriguez anymore. He's a free agent. And I think Leon might not improve at all. I mean, they could maybe, by the skin of their teeth, they could make it to, 11th place maybe? But at the moment, I don't see them making it to Liga. Next team, I want to say Mazatlán, because, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they have ever played a Liguilla. They've only won 2 games last season. 2 games. 8 draws and 7 defeats. Scoring just 20 goals and conceding 29. Noticeable players like Brian Rubio and Josue Colman, they've been contributing all the goals. But even though with those 2 key players, the team struggled. They couldn't even win at home. They only accumulated 2 wins at home. And that's pretty much it. Next one will be Atletico San Luis. They lost their important player, Rodrigo Durado. Durado. I don't know if I'm saying that right. They only picked up 5 wins, 1 draw, and 11 defeats, just scoring 25 goals and conceding just 29. And they're a good away team, but they struggle a lot on home soil under Guillermo Abascal, and they've only won one game at home and won four away, which is quite impressive. And yeah, I mean, a team finishing what, third to last place, I think they could maybe just by one position standing, 15th, 14th, they might finish. But as I said before, no chance. No chance whatsoever. My next team, Atlas. Atlas, this is an interesting one because I think the quality of Atlas, since they have Diego Coca back for a second stint at Atlas, I think it's not going to be the same thing as they did in the Bicampeonato era, with Diego Coca, obviously. Um, and they've only scored 24 goals while conceding 35. That's like a lot of goals conceded. A minus 11 goal differential. They struggle with their players because with their discipline with their players because they've been accumulating too many cards um, throughout the game, which kind of killed the vibe, I guess, for as to any Atlas fans, I guess. And yeah, 42 yellow cards and only 3 red cards. That is I think that's like the most card accumulation for a club, I guess, throughout the regular season. So I think Atlas might not have a chance. My next one, Necaxa. It's just that one random team that doesn't just plays for passion and vibes, I guess. They've only accumulated 17 points from 17 games, 4 wins, 5 draws, and 8 losses. They're a good home side. They went 3 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses, and then they were not great away. They've only won 1 game. Their offensive stats has around 206 shots, but defensively they've conceded a hell of a lot of goals, accumulating the exact same points as the exact same matches you play. That is not great, I guess. This is another team that I should have mentioned. Firstly, I should have said Querétaro to be the first one to bounce, pretty much, if relegation was a thing. I mean, this is the only team that hasn't won the league title, the Liga MX title, at all. Like, have made a final. They made it to the 2015 edition where they lost to Santos Laguna in that final with Ronaldinho. Just to give that fact. But now they just they just like it's whatever. I guess I feel sorry for Querétaro fans. I mean, their key players Pablo Barrera scoring 11 goals, assisting 2. Angel Zapata, 15 games played, only 1 goal scored. Jonathan Perlaza, 13 games played, 1 goal scored. I mean, I don't know what to say about this team. I mean, I guess they have freaking raquetas in their legs, I guess. But I could honestly see Querétaro not winning a game, like maybe 1 or 2. But yeah, no chance for Querétaro. Another team that I want to mention is Pachuca. For no chance whatsoever because this team, despite making it to the repechaje last season, finishing 9th place, they immediately got bounced in the repechaje, and that costed Jimmy Lozano's position as coach of the club. I mean, rightfully so because he's a fraud. I mean, he frauded with the national team at the Copa America, so who wanted to keep Jimmy Lozano? But had a 0 goal differential, 6 wins, 4 draws, 7 losses. I mean, not not that bad, but not great. Kind of mid. 20 goals scored, 20 goals conceded. Obviously, with the 0 goal differential, they actually got more points away than home. 13 points away, just kind of crazy. Um, but I mean, their current manager is Esteban Solari, who replaced him after the play-in game that they played last season, and I mean, let's see if he's the real deal. I guess I don't think he's the right guy. I mean, they can't call up Almada again. I mean, he's at what, Real Oviedo, trying to save them from relegation in La Liga. But Yeah, other than that, I think Pachuca is just kind of screwed, I guess. And last but not least, I'm gonna go with Santos Laguna. Santos Laguna, a dead team. I mean, they were almost close to making it to Liguilla. They finished 11th place with 20 points, 6 wins, 2 draws, and 9 defeats, scoring just 22 goals and conceding 28. I mean, I feel sorry for Carlos Acevedo. He's probably one of the best keepers in terms of shot stopping and crazy saves or whatever. He's one of those, but just goalkeeper in general, he's kind of like Memo Ochoa when he plays in Europe, pretty much. I say he's one of the key players there. They're a good home team. They've only lost 3 games at home, 6 wins, obviously being those 6 wins only. 2 draws, 9 defeats. They didn't win a single game away, so they're not a good away team. -6 goal differential, 1.29 goals scored per game, which is kind of inflating, I guess. And yeah, I think Santos. I mean, their last final was literally in 2021 where they lost to Cruz Azul, and obviously their last campeonato, I think that was like 2018. Like, gosh, I was still a teenager back then. But yeah, Santos Laguna, no chance. Maybe I can see them. I can see them surprising me. Why not? Moving on to the next category, which is the Pecho Frios, the biggest frauds in Liga MX. And I have 3 teams in this category. So, first and foremost, we're going to go with Monterrey. Yes, I'm going with Monterrey. And hear me out. This team is the most stacked team in every season in Liga MX. I mean, 2024, they had Sergio Canales, Lucas Ocampos, Oliver Torres, Andrada in goal. They had a Berterame who I think that year he received his Mexican citizenship to play for the Mexican national team, sadly. And a good coach with Martin de Michelis leading the team. And I guess, when it matters the most, they made it to the final and they frauded. Same thing in the Clausura 2025. They, with the same players, same manager. Again, they've been stomping everyone in the league, and it mattered the most. They frauded against Toluca in the quarterfinals. Now with a new manager, Dominic Torrent, ex-assistant coach from Pep Guardiola, comes to the team, and they gave a hell of a game in the Club World Cup. They gave a good game against River, against Inter. They smacked Urawa Red Diamonds from Japan, and funnily enough, I was hyped for that game when freaking Tecatito Corona and they also were scoring golazos or whatever. And they gave a good game against Borussia Dortmund in the round of 16. And then literally after that, they come back to the Liguilla or Liga MX. They come back to Liga MX, and immediately after that, they get smacked by Pachuca 3-0 the first game. And sure, they bounced back, but then they made it to the semifinals. They almost frauded against America in the Liguilla. They needed Berterame to save the day and eliminated America. And once again, and they frauded against Toluca, and they had a goal advantage. And even players like Sergio Ramos and Anthony Martial, just keep in mind, this guy didn't score a single goal in his arrival. And Sergio Ramos, he is gone. He is no longer a Rayados player. Lucas Ocampos could be out as well. Maybe Oliver Torres, Sergio Canales could be next to leave as well. I don't know. It's just a mess for this team. Next team is Pumas, and I'll just keep it nice and short. They're just trash. They're just trash. It's just whatever. I'm just kidding. They finished 10th place in the league by the skin of the teeth, I guess. In the repechaje, right off the bat, they got bounced. Only 21 points, 1 point ahead of Santos. Keep in mind, only 5 wins, 6 draws, and 6 losses. They have more draws and losses than wins, which is unacceptable. And I guess their best player, I guess, is I guess Rubalcaba. I mean, this guy got called up in the last international window by Mexico, and he stood out for me, the best player, I guess, the best winger, I guess, for Pumas, or not just Pumas, but just for the Mexican national team, because we needed that sort of depth for the winger positions. Because I mean, I hope he has a good season with Pumas, but they got other players like Coco Carrasquilla. I don't know how that guy joined Pumas. Why? But they've conceded 1 goal more than scoring more goals. 24 goals scored, 25 goals conceded. That is insane. That is savage. And last but not least, I'm gonna go with Cruz Azul because I mean this is their specialty. This is their specialty. They always brought in big moments. Aside, other than that, it's not the Liga MX. I mean it's a reason why, because they've lost key players due to injury and because of, I guess, from leaving the club. Leaving the club, I guess, they lost their captain Rivero. They just today, I think he announced there was a video on Instagram or on TikTok. Injury. They don't have Kevin Mier. He's still recovering from his ankle injury, and also Chiqueta Orozco, which is a massive blow for us because he could gave us that center back depth or maybe even left back. Cruz was overall decent last season. 10 wins, 5 draws, and only 2 losses, which is not that bad. And but as I said before, this is their specialty. They don't get the job done. I mean, if you face America right off the bat, that's when they fraud. I think this could be like the final straw for Nicolas Larcamon to give that, ounce of belief in the team. But at the moment, I think Cruz Azul gonna fraud. They're gonna be a pecho frio as always. Now we're gonna move on to our surprise category, and I have 2 teams for that category. And the main first one is Cholos de Tijuana. I'm gonna pick Cholos de Tijuana to be the surprise package for this Clausura season. And I mean, the reason why is because I think they're producing one of the best young talents in Mexican soccer history, which is 17-year-old Gilberto Mora. Another key player, Jesus Vega, who featured pretty much 16 games, pretty much. Another really, really solid player for Tijuana, alongside with Gilberto Mora. Finished 7th place in the standings, finishing with 6 wins, 6 draws, and 5 losses, which is not that bad. They scored 29 goals. They conceded only 23, which is not really that bad. Their goal ratio is 29, 1.71 per game. Conceding wise, 1.35 per game. They have a +6 goal differential. I wouldn't say it was a complete failure last season. I mean, despite bottling a 3-0 lead against Tigres, I would consider it as a complete catastrophe. But I think they're in the right direction. I think Cholos de Tijuana are in the right direction to maybe go even farther. At least the semifinals, and that's why I predict them to be the surprise package of this Liga MX. My last pick for the surprise package, I'm gonna go a wild take. I'm gonna go with Juarez. I am not really sure why, but I think last season proved to be their surprise season, I guess, because I didn't expect them to make it to the Liguilla. I mean, they only made it to 2 play-in games. I think the last 2 seasons. One they failed against Pumas, and I think this one they overcame. They finished 8th place. The last seed, 23 points, 6 wins, 5 draws, and 6 losses. Coached by Pedro Caixinha, ex Santos and ex Cruz Azul manager. Their key players for FC Juarez are Guillermo Castillo and Ricardinho featuring pretty much in every single goal stats or scoring stats. Another key figures, Denzel Garcia and Alejandro Mayorga, one of the key figures in the defense, and I think they're good, solid, especially Denzel Garcia because I expect him to move to a different team. I mean Juarez is that's kind of like his level, I guess, but maybe go I guess to another Liga MX team. To get any chance to getting called up to the national team because I can see this guy potentially getting a call up. Maybe for this month's international, well, non-international window, pretty much since it's a non-FIFA date friendly. I don't see them like as a strong contender to go farther. I would expect them to make it again to Liguilla. They held Toluca to the nail. I mean, a goalless draw in Nemesio 10, and they still got eliminated though. But they managed to give it a good game. Only losing 2-1 at home, and then playing an entertaining 0-0 draw in La Bombonera. That was probably the most entertaining 0-0 draws I've ever watched. I don't think they're gonna win the league, but I'm just gonna put them as a surprise package. Now for my 50-50 category, I picked two teams who might have a decent chance, but not really. In my opinion. I think my first pick has to go with Club America. And obviously, I don't think America could be a candidate. I mean, I could see them overall being a candidate to win the title, but I don't think it might be that easy because I mean, when Jardines stepped forward to America, it's just campeonato tras campeonato tras campeonato. It's just trophies all galore, I guess. And in that defeat against Toluca in that final, kind of died the team. I guess that's when the magic kind of ended because after that they lost to LAFC in the playoff again for the Club World Cup ticket, and then after that they just started declining. Didn't show up in the Leagues Cup, and overall I think last season they were kind of mid because I mean looking at their games they were so frustrated to watch. They were so uncomfortable to watch. It was just kind of like the team didn't even want to compete for the title. They even lost to Chivas in that regular season, 2-1 in at home technically. So far, the recruitments that they've been getting combined with Clausura or not Clausura, combined like what last season, Pantera Zúñiga, Sam Maximin, of course, obviously. I think those are the only two that we got, and then Rodrigo Duraudo, as I said before, from Atletico San Luis. And there's talks about getting Brian Garcia from as a fullback from Toluca. And I'm kind of questioning on that. I'm like, why do we need another fullback? I mean, we have Reyes and Borja to cover that. But I don't know. I don't know what Santiago Baños is doing, but I got no comment for him. My next take, Chivas. I'll put Chivas there. Why not? Because I mean, overall they're okay. I wouldn't say they were fantastic. They were just okay. I'm not trying to take away your better season as I see pundits saying like Chivas pundits saying like, oh, Chivas is gonna have a better season than America, but in the end they both got eliminated in the same round. So 9 wins, 2 draws, and 6 losses. They started terribly in the season, but I think in the conclusion of the regular season, they miraculously pulled out. I think they had like 7 wins, like in their last couple games of the regular season, and they pulled it out. I mean, their stats says it all. I mean, Armando Gonzalez, Hormiga Gonzalez, becoming the top goal scorer, sharing the top goal scorer with Paulinho and some other guy I can't remember his name from Atletico San Luis. Roberto Alvarado, I despise the guy. Does nothing for club or country. I don't know why he keeps getting called up for the national team, let alone start. Because I don't know. He's a complete bum. Like even when he had his freaking mohawk shark fin or whatever the hell, but it's whatever. I mean, Kay Cowell, another key player, but he's already gone to the Red Bulls, I think. And I guess Tala Rangel, I gotta give him credit because he had 5 clean sheets and just conceded just 29 goals over 22 matches, which isn't that, which is okay, I guess. I would give Tala Rangel that, but I mean, a lot of people saying that he's gonna cause danger for the national team because our goalkeeping position for the national team is not looking good. Both Malagon and Tala Rangel are frauding, I guess. So at this point, just get Memo Ochoa back. Which is now leads me to the final 2 categories. And this is only one team each for these 2 categories. And I'm predicting my final to be the rematch of last season's final, Toluca versus Tigres, but this time it will be reversed. The first leg played in La Bombonera in the Neomesio 10, and the return fixture in El Volcán en la Universidad de Nuevo León. And I feel like you guys are kind of picturing what I'm gonna predict. I'm gonna go with Toluca first, just because they're the reigning champions, reigning back-to-back champions. I guess I could say this is a hot take because I think that Toluca could fight for the three-peat because the last 2 seasons, I mean, they stomped. I mean, both finishing first place in those 2 seasons. Complete domination. I could even replicate this with, like America, like 2023 and 2024 when they did the bicampeonato. Complete domination, and the third season could get tricky because I mean America kind of like replicated that. They frauded in their third season to try to do the three-peat, finish last place to qualify for the Liguilla and won the whole thing. I mean, I could see Toluca like digressing from the regular season, but I mean, you gotta count Alexis Vega, I guess. Alexis Vega, Paulinho, Helinho, Hugo Gonzalez in goal, Luis Garcia in goal. I mean, I don't even know who's the starting keeper at this point. Because Turco Mohamed is the magician in this team, I guess. 43 goals scored, um, while just conceding just 18 goals in this Apertura 2025 season. 11 wins and only 2 losses. And a crazy stat, they only lost 1 home game, and that was against Tigres. That 4-3 loss. But they eventually got revenge against Tigres in the final. It was a crazy final. Crazy final. That was probably the most insane penalty shootouts I've ever seen in my entire life. Again, as a hot take, I think Toluca could fight for the tricampeonato. But my prediction is I'm gonna have Tigres getting revenge against Toluca. I say Tigres will win the whole thing. I want to see Tigres having their last epic dance. I mean, Guido Pizarro as a manager, player manager, I guess just put it out there, has pretty done a good job for Tigres. I mean, he got them to a semifinal and then got them to a final. And he could have been the youngest manager ever to win the Liga MX, which would have been amazing. Would have been a huge success for him and his, I guess, resume. I mean, Tigres, they're the second best team behind Toluca in terms of goal scoring. The high passing accuracy, 81.4%. Solid defense, only conceding 16 goals. They had the best defense record, better than Toluca. Some noticeable key players like Juan Bruneta, Angel Correa, newly signed player just last season from Atletico Madrid. And this guy keeps getting called up for Argentina. He might get called up for the World Cup. You never know. Only lost 1 game, which is not that bad. They somehow finished second behind Toluca and lost to Toluca in the final. That is why I'm going to pick Tigres to win the Liga MX Clausura 2026. I mean, I could easily say Toluca. I could easily say Toluca in my mind, but I see Tigres getting revenge. It just has to be in the Volcan. The second leg has to be in the Volcan. Let me know in the comments section down below. Give me your prediction. Who's gonna win the whole thing? And give me your own debate. If you guys like the video, once again, hit the like button, subscribe for more content coming up, and hit the little bell notification so you won't miss a thing. Peace, guys.